Yo. What up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Okay, I wanted to talk to you today about, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? 3 mindset hacks to be able to boost your confidence. Okay. Now, who do we got? Who do we got joining us today? Who do we got? Okay, we have Aaron Fletcher. Welcome. Hello from Sydney. Good to see you here. We have Pierre. Pierre, click on the thing that says StreamYard and go through the approval process so that your name will pop up on the screen here so that we can showcase your picture. That would be great. Okay, we've got David Bolus. Hi from Missouri. We have John Piro, getting errands done, but I'm here. Awesome. Great to see you. We've got Melissa. Hello from Ontario. Great to see you here. We have Lior. Great to see you here. We have Seth Collette. What's up, Seth? Okay, we've got Fred tuning in live from Vienna. We've got the whoop going on. We've got Jonathan tuning in from Georgia. We've got Linda, welcome from Quebec City. Great to see you here. We've got Martin from Dublin, Ireland. We've got Paul Gerard from Ireland as well. Ireland is in the house today. Ireland is in the house. We've got Tom. Hi, Darren and team. Awesome. Great to see you here. We've got York, England. We've got Twyla from Philly. We've got Peter tuning in from Lithuanian. Okay. We've got Idris. Welcome. We've got a something about getting a new phone. StreamYard doesn't work on here. Okay. We've got Daniel jumping on from Brisbane. Welcome. We've got Emmanuel from the Netherlands. Awesome. Okay, so we got a bunch of people piling on here, guys. I'm not going to. We'll come back to that later. I'll be able to showcase you here up on the screen here as we get more into this. Now, here's the interesting thing that I want to talk to you about on today's broadcast, okay? And a lot of people don't really understand this about, higher level business or, moving up into whether or not you're in corporate America, whether or not you're a realtor, mortgage broker, insurance agent in the automotive industry, retail, whether you're raising venture capital, you have an idea, you want to go raise money for it. Confidence, guys, confidence is by far the most important thing in business, by far, okay? It's really about your definiteness of purpose. Where are you going? And how emotionally connected are you to your future reality, okay? Now, confidence itself, guys, is a lot to do with a person's belief, okay? Their belief. So somebody might say, Darren, I'm lacking in confidence, okay? But hear the words that they're saying. Darren, I am lacking in confidence. So their belief, the way that they see themselves when they look at themselves in the mirror, is that they have no confidence or that they're missing something from their being. So they feel like there's a hole in their being, and they feel that they're lesser than what they would like to be. Okay. So what I want to do today, guys, on today's broadcast is I want to go a little bit deeper into this to explain to you a lot about the sort of chain of the process that takes place that will get you to that stage where you either won't feel confident or you will feel confident. Okay. 3 distinct things that if once you understand how this process works and the chain of the process that takes place that will affect you, you can actually steer, okay? You can steer your direction within the matrix so that you can redefine who you are as a human being, okay? How does that sound? How's that sound, guys? Who wants to learn about this stuff? Who wants to learn about this stuff? We're talking about 3 different mindset hacks to be able to boost your confidence and take you to a completely different level in your reality. Okay, we've got Daniel jumping on from Brisbane. Welcome. We got Emmanuel from the Netherlands. Rachel Ray is in the house. Awesome. Great to see you here. Francois, yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? We've got Amanjeet, looking smart and dashing always. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. We've got John tuning in. Great to see you back, John. Good to see you. Lior, confidence. We've got San Francisco. Failure is not an option. This is very true. Fred from Vienna. We've got, yes, I'm in the Batcave, John. We've got awesome from Fred. We've got sounds awesome. We've got a yes. We've got a great. We've got a yes. We've got a 100% agree. Bring it on. Just tuned in. Welcome, Kevin Keys. Aaron Fletcher says, awesome. This is Pierre. I want to learn. Anna Carter from the UK. Great to see you here. Angeline live from New York. Peter says, bring it on. Idris from Pakistan. Awesome. We're going to tune back in and be able to showcase you guys a little bit further down in the broadcast. Okay. Now, what this whole thing is based upon, guys, is your belief. Okay. Your belief of who you are and your reflection of what you're seeing yourself to be. Okay. So the first thing that you have to do, mindset hack number 1, is I want you to focus on 2 simple words. Okay. What if? Okay. What if? So let me explain how this works. So somebody says, Darren, I'm not confident. And I say, well, what if you were confident? What if you were confident? What happens is these 2 words will immediately shift something in your subconscious mind, and something will take place in the physiology of your body. So if I say, well, what if you were confident? How would it feel? So you tell me that you're not confident, and I say, well, what if you were confident? What would be different? What would be different? Would your posture be different? Would your chest be higher or lower? What about your shoulders? What about this position within your head? How would you walk differently in the event that you were confident? So pretend that you were confident. Even though you're not confident, you tell me that you're not confident. What if you were confident? Darren, I don't feel confident on videos. What if you did feel confident on videos? You see how this works? Guys, you can trick your own subconscious mind to believe that the other reality is your reality. So my question to you is this. Who do you know? Okay, who do you know? Any person. Okay, they don't even have to be alive. Who do you know that you would think of as somebody that is confident? Okay, so pick someone. Okay, so it starts off with what if? Okay, what if you were confident? What would be different? What would be different? Would you talk differently? Would your pitch be different? Would your physiology and your shoulders, what would be different? Put yourself into that situation of what it would feel like if you were. Okay, I know that you're not, but if you were, then what would be different? Pick one person. Okay, this is how you can trick your subconscious mind. And when I was working with a gentleman by the name of Dr. Lee Poulos, he had one particular tape called Deep Trance Identification. And in this particular, it was almost like a guided visualization or a guided meditation where he would have you pick somebody and actually morph into their body like you're walking around in their body. Okay, so it's like your subconscious mind can transfer over to believe that you're inside the other person's body that you feel confident. Okay, so you pick somebody that you go, oh, well, you know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's confident, or, you know, Sylvester Stallone, I mean, he's definitely confident. Okay, so what you want to do is you can trick your subconscious mind to believe that you're actually the other person, and you can walk around inside of their body in that state of confidence. So it starts off with two words: what if? Okay, what if you were confident? So that's the process of mindset hack number one. What if? Okay, now you got to understand what actually creates the physiology or the feeling internally inside your body. What creates this? What creates a feeling? Okay, your physiology in your body is created by concentrated and repetitive focused thought. So your belief that you're not confident and speaking it out loud to people that you're not confident, and constantly thinking that you're less than, or that there's almost like a hole, like a black hole that exists, right? That's, you're missing something. Okay, so what is the process? You have to move to a higher state of awareness and realize that concentrated, repetitive, focused thought is what creates an emotional state. Okay, your emotional state is going to now create the physiology in your body. Now, this is a bizarre thing, guys. A lot of people don't understand the power of their own mind. You have to actually be aware of your self-talk. Okay, you have to be aware of your self-talk, because concentrated, repetitive, focused thought creates an emotional state, which creates the physiology in your body. So in other words, if I keep on saying, I'm not confident, I'm not confident, I'm not confident, you're going to feel your physiology start to drop in your body, right? But in the event that you believe that you are confident, well, what if I was confident? And now you start to repeat this over and over and over in your mind, morphing into this other person. Your physiology will start to change in your body. You'll feel your shoulders go back, your chest will come up a little bit, your head will move up, and you'll be walking around in a confident body. So you can trick your subconscious mind, okay? Now, in the event that you have a specific feeling in your body, what creates that? Concentrated, repetitive, focused thought. So hack number 2 is that you've got to be able to start to journal, okay? How do you feel? Okay, multiple times throughout the day, morning, afternoon, and evening. And you've got to put, first of all, how you feel. Okay, how do I feel right now? Do I feel depressed? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel lost? Do I feel overwhelmed? Do I feel like I'm on purpose? How is it that you feel in your physiology, in your body? And then you got to backtrack it back up to what were the concentrated, repetitive, focused thoughts that were going on in your head. Okay. So morning, noon, and evening. Mindset hack number 2 is that you have to actually start to journal. How do you feel? Okay. Then backtrack it back to what were your concentrated, repetitive, focused thoughts. So you might be thinking you're in a state of overwhelm, or you're confused, or you don't know what to do, or you're visualizing that every person is saying no to you instead of every person saying yes to you. Okay. A lot of a sale, a lot of either raising money or closing a deal or doing a joint venture, the deal is closed in your mind long before the meeting ever takes place. Okay, long before the meeting ever takes place. So you've got to be aware of the thoughts and how it makes you feel, and you've got to be journaling 3 times per day. Okay, what you're going to find is that the more that you're in a higher state of awareness, the more that you're going to realize that all along, it was your concentrated, repetitive, focused thought and what you were saying to yourself every day. And this is what creates the process. Okay. Now, mindset hack number 3. What you've got to do here, guys, is realize that we as human beings, we speak our realities into existence. Okay. We as human beings speak our reality into existence. So typically what happens when people are in our particular industry, they already visualize the person saying no, which in turn creates this queasy feeling in their stomach, and the body actually anchors to this specific feeling in the body. And what ends up happening, they have an expectation that feeling is going to trigger, and it does, right? The swirling around in the stomach. So they're already expecting the person to say no. And seeing into the future of the person saying no over and over and over affects your physiology in your body, and the queasy feeling starts to happen. Okay. So what you've got to do is you've got to look at what the words are, starting with the words I am. I am what? Okay. Now, in the event that you want to start to build your confidence, you've got to speak it into the reality with emotion and conviction. Okay. So instead of just doing an affirmation, which is a positive, people talk a lot about positive affirmations, saying, I am confident. I am confident. That doesn't work. Okay. You've got to be emotional with the statement, with the I ams. So you've got to be speaking it and proclaiming it into the reality. I'm confident. And you've got to be moving with this emotion and feeling the difference in the body between before and after. And this will actually trick your subconscious mind. You can trick your subconscious mind to believe that whatever the reality is, like if you want to be a top closer, you've already got to see yourself as a top closer. You've already got to see the person saying yes and the contract being signed. So in the event, as an example, when I was raising venture capital, I already believed in my mind that the person was cutting a check before I left. Same thing when I was in marketing and advertising. When I would go in with my portfolio, I already visualized leaving with a contract and a 50% retainer. It works exactly the same in any industry. It doesn't matter if you're a realtor looking to get a listing, if you're an insurance agent looking to close a new client, if you're in the automotive industry looking to close the deal with the car, you have to already come into the conversation expecting that you're going to get the result, whatever result is that you want. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, a lot of people, like if you talk to people that actually have won the lottery multiple times, they already believe prior to buying the ticket that they're going to win. Okay. They've actually done interviews with people on this particular topic. And if you look at the other side where people always lose, they actually speak it into the reality when they buy the ticket. So they buy the ticket and they go, oh, I'll never win. I'll never win. Right. So the bizarre thing about this is that they don't even realize what they're doing. Okay. But if you interview the people that won multiple times of the lottery, they will tell you this story, the same concept. Right? People that have won the lottery 1, 2, or 3 times, they speak it into the reality that they've won the lottery. There's even been people that have told people that they've won the lottery prior to them even winning the lottery. That's definiteness of purpose. That means that you're so emotionally connected to the future reality that it literally realigns the matrix, and this stuff manifests into the reality. So what I encourage you to do is to be aware of the words that you say that start with 2 words. I am. I am what? I am what? Okay. And by believing and feeling and proclaiming it into the reality has a dramatic effect on this right here, the physiology in your body. So concentrated, repetitive, focused thought is going to create an emotion. But when you proclaim it into the reality, there's a massive shift. You'll start to get waves of goosebumps like this down your arm because you're speaking and proclaiming this into existence. It is a phenomenon, guys, and it's very simple to do. Now, like anything, does this take effort? Does this take work to be able to break your old patterns, to switch to a new pattern? Absolutely. Everything takes effort in the event that you want to break an old pattern. Okay. But these three simple things. Okay. What if? Okay. What if you were confident? What if you were confident? So your belief, you're going to actually picture somebody that is confident and morph in and pretend that you're walking around in their body and ask yourself, you got to feel the difference in the slight little difference in your shoulders, in your head, right? And how are you walking around in this different body? You've got to journal, right? 3 times per day. What's going on in here? The feeling in your body, because that's triggered by concentrated, repetitive, focused thought. And you got to be aware of this stuff that's going on in here. Okay. And speaking the reality into existence. So, in other words, if I'm talking to somebody and the person says to me, you know what, Darren, I'm really lacking in confidence. You can hear it. You can hear it in their tone. You can hear it in their delivery, right? Their belief is they're missing something in their life. They're missing something in their being. There's a hole. Now, in the event that you can shift the thought pattern and you can recognize the difference of what does it feel here over here with no confidence, and what does it feel over here with confidence? There's 2 different realities. Now, this is the reality that you don't want, and this is the reality that you do want. You've got to be able to have a distinction between how it feels in your body and the physiology in each one of these realities. Okay, so let's see. We've got a lot of people tuning in here. Okay. Holy crap. There's a ton of people that just piled on here. Where did we leave off? Holy crap. Just hold on a sec, guys. Hopefully you've been able to click the StreamYard. Okay, so we've got Melody, welcome. Melody Roja, welcome. I think that's how you pronounce it. We've got Dorinda is in the house. Welcome. We've got Melanie Moore Brooks. What is up? Looks like you just had a little newborn baby. Congratulations. Kevin Keys, you. Okay, maybe you meant yo. Me, LOL. Okay, what is that? Okay, looks like a little baby. I love to watch the replay, Darren. I have to get back into work now. Okay, little tag, thank you. Melanie says, interesting. Finally got a hold of Dr. Lee Poulos deep trance identification. I love it. Okay, I want to leave that up there for a little time here, guys. Now, I will tell you that man right there, Dr. Lee Poulos, completely transformed my reality. It was his strategies that I implemented that helped me go from literally nothing. I was making $5,000 a month and I had no car, right? To making my first $1 million and getting a 996 Porsche Carrera. Now, I talk about that story in other Facebook Lives on similar type of things, on the power of visualization and opening up your senses to feel the feeling in your body when you morph into the car. A lot of it has to do with vibrational resonance, and I go deeper into that in that particular Facebook Live. But Dr. Lee Poulos deep trance identification. He has something that is, it's called double induction. Okay, double induction. What is that? That's when you have one voice here in this ear and another voice here in the other ear. And right when you're concentrating on this voice here and this voice here, then they switch sides going right through your head. Okay. And then they switch like this, and then they're like that then they switch back, and then they go through again. It is a phenomenon, and it takes you into such a deep trance, and he will actually take you through the process where you morph into whoever it is that you visualize as the person that has confidence. Okay. So in other words, we all know somebody that when we look at that person, we go, oh, that woman's confident, or that guy is confident, right? You must know somebody. They could be a Hollywood celebrity. They could be somebody that you've seen on a news network. They might be a person that you know that you've seen on stage. Maybe you've been to a Secrets of the Millionaire Mind event with T. Harv Eker or Tony Robbins. There's somebody that you have seen in the reality around the world or on video. They don't have to be alive, guys. They do not have to be alive. You can pick anybody. You could pick Napoleon Hill if you wanted, right? Anybody that you want. You could pick Oprah Winfrey, whoever you want, right? That you look at and you go, oh, they are definitely confident. Pick that person, okay? Pick that person. Dr. Poulos, deep trance identification, I'm telling you, I listened to that every single day for 8 years straight. I traveled with it every day, guys. Deep trance identification will totally transform your reality completely. Just walk in love and not fear, and you will be confident. Okay. I was looking for Dr. Poulos, deep trance identification found to be sold out. Did anyone find another source? Okay. Maybe, who was it that just said that? Was it Melanie? No, Sharon. So reach out to Sharon and ask her. I think it was on Mind Gadgets last time I saw it. Mind Gadget or mindgadgets.com. Walk with faith in God and you will be confident. Okay. I did this in acting school in NYC to change our state and be someone else. It's amazing. Twyla says, good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that. Melanie says, amen. Be aware of your self-talk. Hi, Darren. This is good stuff. Much needed training today. Awesome. Maybe that's Pierre. Mirror work daily, says Lior. My self-talk is my worst enemy. John, don't beat yourself up over that. That's just part of the human condition. We all battle that. Typically, just as a baseline, 80% of our self-talk every day is going to be negative. That's the human condition. And that's why personal development is so critical, to invest at least 1 hour per day into personal development, whether it's in a book form, an audio form, a video form, something that's going to be able to get you to think differently, right? And there's tons of content on YouTube, right? Whether it's Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Dennis Waitley, Zig Ziglar, Deepak Chopra, there's tons of content on YouTube that's totally free that Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, they're all people that can help to change your mindset. And once you're in a position where you actually listen to the tone of their voice and you listen to the words, you will actually feel your body. Like, I got a wave of goosebumps. See that right there? That's what starts to happen as you learn more about these concepts. It's a phenomenon. Okay. So don't beat yourself up over that. That's actually what we all do. Okay. The more that you do the personal development, the less that will happen in your reality where you're beating yourself up. Okay. But don't beat yourself up for beating yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we beat ourselves up naturally. So don't beat yourself up for beating yourself up. Okay. So keep that in mind. Melanie, I feel excited and motivated. Awesome. Fernando tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia. David's love Atlanta. I actually walked on fire with Tony Robbins in Atlanta. And the story that I tell about walking into that auditorium and telling my friend that I was going to get Tony Robbins to sign my book. And he was like, oh, bro, that'll never happen. There was another Facebook Live I did on that whole story. And, you know, when I look back on some of these things, guys, that's the power of intention that I talk about a lot in Millionaire Mentoring, is the power of intention. Do you actually have an intention for your business? And is there something that you're working toward to create compression? Very, very important. Miriam is live. How are you? I am is something God says when he was asked, who do I tell them you are? And he says, I am. We're created in his likeness. So yes, I am is important. I am successful. I am a top earner, etc. Excellent. So needed when hearing the news, 24/7 mindset hacks. Thanks, Darren Little. We have the power to speak what you want into your reality. Awesome. That's very true. Darlene, welcome. How are you? We do have the power to speak our realities into existence. Absolutely. We should be specific with what we proclaim into the reality. Now, here's the interesting thing, guys. Most people, they think about what they don't want. They speak about what they don't want to anybody that will listen, and they're emotionally connected to everything that they don't want. Then they're shocked that what they don't want keeps on showing up in their reality. It isn't by accident, guys. It isn't by accident. It takes years. Well, you know, it doesn't really matter how long it takes, quite frankly, because if you don't start today, then you're going to be one day behind, and then a week behind, then a month behind, and then a year behind. And then people get caught up in this, you know, tomorrow. I'm going to do it this weekend, next weekend. I'm going to do it next month, right? And then another season goes by, and another year goes by, and nothing changes. Okay, this is the whole thing. You got to understand, breaking patterns and creating new ones is not overnight. No, it's not. It takes work. Watching from UK, Kent. Phil, nobody tells it better than Darren Little. No oils, candles, or pretty bells, just honest truth. I appreciate that, Phil. Entrepreneurship is self-development. They're one and the same. You got it. You're correct. This is every day. Absolutely. You said, think of a very confident person. You. I appreciate that, Kevin. But you know what? Truthfully, guys, is that, you know, we're all equal. There's no greater than or less than. It's all an illusion. And what you've got to do is realize that we're all connected, no different than the ocean. It's exactly the same. So by you just believing something, by you believing that you could actually morph into the other person, then you can trick your subconscious mind, right? There's no barrier. The barrier is an illusion. We're in these, you know, body vessels, right? But it's an illusion, right? We all come from the same place and we all go back to the same place. So realize that there are no barriers. The barrier is right here in your mind, right? And it doesn't exist. Okay, it is your grandbaby. Awesome. Where can I find Dr. Poulos material? Google should be your best friend, brother. Do a Google search, see what you can find. Some people said it was sold out, but in the event that there's a number there, definitely call the number. Okay, let's see. Darlene, welcome. How are you? Weebay, how are you? Good to see you here. How to challenge ourselves and push to work in hard times. Okay. What you've got to do, Amanjeet, is you need to have a support network. This is one of the reasons why our Millionaire Mentoring with Black Ops, when you're in a community of like-minded people where they're all on the path of personal development, it's kind of like when you can celebrate other people's successes, there's constantly success coming into the group. $1,000 day, $2,000 day, $5,000 week. That process of you're surrendering and celebrating each person's success as if it's your own will trick your subconscious mind and attract the abundance to you. In the event that you're in a position where you're upset about it, you're angry about it, you're jealous of it, what you're doing is you're closing off the abundance force and you're pushing all of the abundance away from you. So jealousy, anger, hatred, those will all push the abundance away from you. Whereas gratitude, right, as celebration And celebrating that feeling as if it's happening for you will open back up the gateway for the abundance to start to come to you. John says, got it. Awesome. I spend 1 hour every morning on personal development. That's great, Angeline. Good job. Miriam says, value. I appreciate that. This is great value. Appreciate that, Peter. Tracy Walker doing her program. Now, Tracy Walker, it has some great content. I met Tracy in Empower Network. She's a great leader. She's a 7-figure income earner as well. And Tracy, she implements a lot of these strategies, sometimes even live, where she has a proclamation statement that she reads, or she has a meditation bead where she keeps on repeating the same statement over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You've got to reprogram your program, guys. You got to reprogram your program. No different than a computer. It works exactly the same. Okay. Now, there's ways that you can speed up the process, right? Like, I can tell you that I have one particular lady that I go to. I call her my oracle, and she does traditional Chinese medicine. And I don't even really understand what it is that she actually does, but she takes energy readings on my, knees, my feet, my hands, my elbows. And then she asks me what's going on in my reality. And I tell her like how I'm feeling, or then, like if I'm having, I can't sleep, or if I've got insomnia, or I'm stressed, or I got tension on my back. And then she basically opens this book up and she types in some code into my hand, almost like a computer code, and it alters my reality. It's a phenomenon. I actually went to this lady when, for a period of time in my life, I couldn't drink coffee, and I couldn't drink any type of like wine or beer or anything like that. Like 1 cup of coffee, and the next day I looked like I was dying, literally. Okay. If I drank 1 glass of wine, the following day I looked like I was dying. And I was walking down the street this one day, and I said to a friend of mine, we were walking past Starbucks, and I was like, oh my God, I want a cup of coffee so bad. She goes, well, let's go in and have it. And I said, I can't. I'm allergic. She says, you know what? I have a friend that you can see that will totally cure that. Right. And quite honestly, I didn't believe it when she told me, but I thought I would go just to try it. Okay. Within 1 session of her reprogramming this code into my hand, boom, 1 session. Okay. So, there's other factors that you can, like some people will do acupuncture, some people will do Reiki. There's ways that you can move energy out of your body to get rid of the blockers. So keep that in mind. Melanie, thank you. Appreciate you. Explain the feeling you get when you drive your new AMC Mercedes. I feel like a little kid in a candy store, quite honestly, Kevin. It's amazing. Incredible. Okay. You got to at least take one out for a test drive and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, it's been out of stock on Mind Gadgets for some time. However, I found his deep trance identification as a chapter on an Audible. Awesome. We'll post more details below. Better to listen with headphones. Absolutely. You have to listen with headphones, right? That's the only way that it will work. Okay. And you've got to be in a relaxed state, and you already have to visualize that there's another reality that exists on the other side. Okay, this is fact, guys. This is fact. I was thinking the same thing, Kevin. Awesome. Twyla says, starting now, consistency is key. You're correct. Self-confidence is the key to success. Okay. A tag, appreciate that. Hello, everyone, says a Facebook user. Awesome value, Darren. Thank you, Angeline. I appreciate you. Amazing value, Darren. Thank you so much. Thanks, Fernando. A great awakening to speak with emotion, to proclaim it into my existence. I appreciate your time and valuable content. Thank you. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate it. Look forward to having you on board. Wow, that is amazing. Angeline, thank you. Awesome. And that's amazing, Peter. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Now, I'm sharing this content with you guys today from 3 decades of being on this path starting with Anthony Robbins, and the whole path with Anthony Robbins got to a certain point until I wanted to go deeper. That was Dr. Poulos. Okay, Dr. Poulos taught about the power of the subconscious mind, core beliefs about money, visualization, the power of visualization, and how to morph in. Like, as I'm telling you guys this story, this constantly happens on my arm. You can see these waves of goosebumps that continue to happen throughout my body every time I talk about this topic. Okay. So I can tell you that this is 100% real. It's not hocus pocus. It's not bullshit, that you can trick your own subconscious mind to believe your future reality has already happened. You can change anything. Now, I want to tell you this one story about one of my students. Okay. She was in one of my intensives. That particular one was like a 2-month intensive. Okay. That's where we dive deeper into understanding about quantum physics, manifestation, law of attraction, the wave particle theory, how the matrix works, right? And how you can steer yourself through the matrix. Okay. And she was basically scheduled to have her thyroid removed. Okay. She had, the surgeon date was already booked. She basically was a diabetic. Okay. She was overweight and she was really concerned about her health. That was her at the beginning. Okay. Now, what I did through the training in the very first week was to have her understand the power of her own mind, and that we can speak our realities into existence. Okay. And over the course of 2 months, guys, I had her repeat this over and over and over and over and over in her self-talk. Okay. So as she was walking down the street, she would repeat this one thing. Okay. My body is now returning itself to its natural state of health and well-being. Okay. My body is now returning itself to its natural state of health and well-being. Okay. 2 months, guys, of this self-talk. At the end of the training program, she had lost 18 pounds. Okay. She wasn't on a diet. The weight just fell off of her body, and she cut her insulin levels in half. And when she went to actually go for the surgery, the surgeon said, I don't know why they've sent you for this surgery, because your thyroid does not need removing. Okay. Now, she didn't believe it. She did not believe that the surgeon when he told her this. So she went for a second opinion to see another doctor, and the doctor told her as well that she didn't need the surgery. Okay. That was 2 months. Okay. My business partner, Rob Riker, when we were working for Dr. Lee Poulos, prior to that, when I came in for the interview for vice president of marketing, he was VP of corporate development, but I had known him back when I was 19 years old. Okay. And when I walked in the meeting, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Rob Riker, I know him. I used to work with him like way back when I was 19 years old. And Frank, who was the CEO, Frank Gigliotti, he said, well, you know what happened to Rob, right? And I go, no, what happened? He goes, oh man, like he was in a head-on collision. He went through this major divorce thing, and the shock and trauma of the head-on collision triggered something in his body, and it activated rheumatoid arthritis and ankylosing spondylitis in his body, and he was crippled in a wheelchair. The doctors told him he was never going to walk again. And I said, well, I don't get it. Like I just saw him. He's in the office, right? He got up and shook my hand and everything else. And we're friends from way back. And he goes, well, he went through Dr. Poulos's power visualization, and he actually healed his body, and he walked out of the wheelchair. Okay. The material had so much of a profound impact on his life of walking out of the wheelchair that he became vice president of corporate development for the company. And then Rob and I actually went on to do, corporate events, and we had a seminar called Overcoming the Crippling Effects of Negative Thinking. And he talked about how he walked out of the wheelchair using the power of the mind. So guys, I'm telling you that this isn't hocus pocus. This isn't bullshit. This isn't some, like snake oil. our minds, guys, we only use a fraction of the power of our minds. And once you realize what you can do, your full potential, and you start tapping into it, it will completely transform your reality. If you desire that car, you should be test driving. Visualize it. It's already yours. Awesome. Hey, Kenny, great to see you here. Thanks a lot for popping in. Great to see you today. Fred says, thank you, Darren, so much value. I appreciate that. Facebook user says universal deposits. Absolutely. John says, amazing. Appreciate that, John. Wow. Yes. Love that story. Thank you, Melanie. Lior says, wow. Wow. The mind is definitely a super weapon. Can't get better than that. Love this story. Natural healing. You know, it's an amazing thing when you're actually in an intensive with somebody and you give them a couple of mindset hacks and bam, their whole life transforms. We had one couple that was divorced, okay, for 4 years, okay. They were living, you know, if you've ever gone through a divorce, guys, I'm telling you, it's nasty. It's nasty, right? And they were, you know, living in the 2 kids. They were going back and forth between these 2 households, okay. They went through a Millionaire Mentoring Intensive and they got remarried, guys. Now, if you've been divorced from somebody, it's like, you know, war of the roses. Like, I mean, it's intense. And they actually got remarried, okay, after they did the work. So it's all about the personal development work. It's all about taking ownership and taking responsibility and taking charge as the CEO of your business and drawing a line in the sand and saying, I will no longer stand for this reality any longer, and making the change. That's when change happens, guys. This is one of the reasons why people that hit rock bottom go to the top the fastest, because they've surrendered their pride and their ego and they become coachable. That's how they go to the top so fast. Okay, let's see who else we got here. Okay. How do you get others in your household to buy into this when it seems you're the only one that believes? What you do, Bob, is you protect your dream. You protect, don't try to convince people, okay? Don't try to convince. You don't have to convince anybody. You just have to implement and make the changes yourself. Now, typically what happens, just so you know, is if you're in a relationship and the person that you're with starts to see you grow, they're going to try to do this to push you down so that they feel that you're not going to leave, okay? And that is a problem in a relationship. In the event that 2 people are not growing together, at some point in time, if you become all that you want to be and the person that you're with feels very insecure, they're going to try to sabotage you, okay? Welcome to the human condition. Okay, welcome to the human condition. This is why being on the path of personal development with both people, in my opinion, is critical. Because at some point in time, the stretch is just going to go and it's going to break, right? So in the event that both people are not growing in the process, you're typically, going to either, in the event that you want to be your full potential, in the event that you want to be happy, right? It typically will lead to a break. Okay. And that only you can make that decision on that as to what's best for you and your reality. Twyla says, I know you're right. Thank you. Facebook user, mind blown. Appreciate that. This has helped redefine my perspective already. Thank you for the value, Darren. Absolutely happy to help. John says, wow. Yes, divorce is nasty. Is it ever? I was visualizing toilet paper earlier today being in stock, and I get a ring at the door. An hour later, my girlfriend's friend was there to drop off a 24-pack of toilet paper. Whoa, that's classic. Just keep going and do not listen to the naysayers, even if they're family. I'm speaking this because I, too, had this issue. Truth be known, guys, I'll tell you what it's about. Okay, it's part of the test in the matrix. You have to have healthy boundaries in place. Okay, it's one of the things that you have to master in the game to be able to master the reality. Every time first of all, you got to set the boundaries. Then you got to police the boundaries. In the event that you set the boundary and then you break it yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure. So some people are upset that their spouse is always down on them about their business, or their parents or their siblings, but they don't set healthy boundaries in place to protect their dream. Okay. Now, typically what happens when they do start having a little bit of success, they want to go back and, give the person a poker. So they broke the boundary now. So now they just set themselves up for another attack. So you have to have healthy boundaries in place, but you have to police the boundaries. In the event that you don't have healthy boundaries in place, you're teaching the person how to treat you. Okay. Remember this. You're teaching them how to treat you. Okay. So keep that in mind. Very, very important. Very, very important. I was about to say that keep going and do not try to convince the naysayers. I used to have this issue, yet no more. And I think, Angeline, that's probably because you got a divorce and you now moved on to a happy place. Love the couple remarrying story. That doesn't happen often. You're correct. That's very true. The power of proclaiming this into my life has really stirred me up this morning. Great value. Thanks, Darren. Appreciate you, Aaron. Love the couple remarrying story. I agree. It doesn't happen often. Thanks so much for the insight, Darren. Appreciate you, Bob. Yes, boundaries is very important. You have to set healthy boundaries in place and protect your dream. And great live, Darren. Thank you so much. Thank you, John. And I love my happy place. Awesome. Guys, hopefully got some value from today's broadcast. I love to share as much value as I possibly can. Once we get inside of, like a Millionaire Mentoring Intensive or our Black Ops, live and interactive millionaire mentoring of our group. This is the tip of the iceberg of how we start to go down the rabbit hole so you can master your thoughts, so you can master your words, so you can master your emotions. And guess what happens? You can master your reality and start cranking 1K per day. Now, very interesting, quick story to wrap up here. Samuel Mojica, that's now 23. He started when he was 21 years old with me. His very first month, he made $23,000. Previous to that, he was working at minimum wage at the bread factory. And when he's in alignment and he follows the stuff that we teach in Millionaire Mentoring, the income goes into an explosion. So this past week, he said, Darren, I'm going all in. I'm doing every single thing that you tell me, all the exercises, all the action steps. And he did like $3,000 in 4 days. Okay. So in the event that you're a person right now that's facing this thing at home and you want to be able to invest in your future, to learn new skills, to be able to master your confidence, master your self-esteem, and go bam to the next level of whatever you're marketing, because these strategies transfer over into whatever you're doing. You might be in health and wellness. You could be in brain enhancements, energy drinks, credit repair, legal. It doesn't matter, guys. These strategies work in any business, any business. We've had people that have never been on a leaderboard before. They learn these strategies and they rise into the top 10. Brand new newbies that have never marketed a day in their life. So if that's you and you want to take your life to the next level, reach out to me and say, Darren, I'm ready to go to the next level. I want in, and let's get you into your happy place, because I can tell you the world is a lot better when you have cash flow coming into your life. Guys, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Thanks a lot for joining me on today's broadcast. I appreciate you. I value your time. And guys, let's go get it. Have a good one. All the best.